Ladies and gentlemen, back in the building. Season 2, Episode 1. Carolina Predators on the prowl. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have one of the prominent members of the Carolina Predators here with me, Mr. Ralph Bird, Coach Bird. So I'm going to let him introduce himself like we always do. Let you know what roles he holds in the team. We'll top it up from there.
What's going on, cool? Yeah, this Coach Bird, head coach this year, co-owner of the Predators, and like I say, one of the founders of the Predators also. And like I said, man, every year we strive to get better. So ain't nothing changed with us. Year 2 on the prowl. Like I said, we strive to get on the prowl better, year by year, episode by episode.
True. So, Coach, we're going to start with the ending of the season last year. I know it didn't quite end how you would have liked, but, there's something to be said, especially when we're talking developmental football and finishing the season with a full squad, and being able to fulfill all the commitments. So you guys were able to do that. So that's definitely a positive. But just talk to us about, the ending of the season last year. Obviously made the playoffs, but things didn't quite go the way you would have liked them to. Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, like I say, we made the playoffs. It was always said that it was going to come down between the Preds and the Indians, just because of the history. Indians coming from Peach State, a branch off of them. So you knew they're always going to have a great team. Went down to Georgia. Like I said, that was one of the, matter of fact, there was the only game that we actually had we had 27 of our full 30-man roster. Came down really to the end of the game. I think we ended up losing by 4. It was a heartbreak. But it was a lesson learned of what could have been, should have been, all these what if, coulda, shoulda, wouldas. But like I said, as a coaching staff, as an ownership staff, for me, it was a lesson to learn from. Wish it could have went different, and we had a chance to play Mississippi for a chance to make it to the championship to go to Jersey. But we always said from the beginning, no matter what, that the championship was going to come down from a team out of the South. No matter us, the Indians, or Wolfpack. And that was said just because week in, week out, we was going to be tested. Because we had 4 teams down here. Us, Jersey, Wolfpack, Indians, and River Gators. And we all played hard-nosed football. So we knew from the beginning that one of us was supposed to win the championship. And Mississippi did it. Like Coach Strong and his crew, staff, his team. Like I say, we played them twice. Hard-nosed football team, coaching staff, have nothing but respect for that organization down there, which showed the championship game. They never quit to the end, no matter what. So I think about that game against the Indians every day. What I could have did different. What we could have did different as a team, coaching staff. But like I said, my guys played a hell of a game. From start to finish, they played their hearts out. It just wasn't meant to be from what I've seen. But like I say, 2026 is a new year. 2025 is over with. We took the defeat and we moved on. 2026, new teams, new league, really same league, but new teams in different league. AAL 1 starting up, so Mississippi is not here. So now it's a chance for New Jersey's not here. So now it's a chance for a new champion in the AL2, which has been the ongoing process of AL2. AL2 has never had a back-to-back repeat champion ever. And this year is not going to be no different. I think that the championship should be able to stay in the South with us, Peach State, the Aviators, and the Tri-City River Gators. So I think we still have a strong possibility to keep that championship down here. Me being partial, I think that championship's going to Wake Forest. So, you know what I mean?
You think any other way with that, sir?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So, me being partial to the Preds, like, I think the championship's going to Wake Forest. And to go from there. So, all that I can do right now is look back on last year and look at what we can do different as an organization, coaching staff, and just build from there. So,
yeah, it's all about learning from, the past, good or bad, right? Because if there's something you feel like you did well, but you just couldn't put everything together, that's something you can always incorporate. And it's something that you feel like we should have done a better job of this. It's things you can incorporate. So definitely, I agree, learning experience, opportunity to start fresh. Some of the same guys, maybe some new guys. We'll get into some of that as we go throughout the season. When we get closer to the season, we'll kind of talk about the players more. So the next thing, Coach. Your head coach from last year, Coach Wood, is no longer with the organization. So I know he's somebody that's been with you for a while and was a very valuable piece. So just wanted to give you an opportunity to kind of let people understand his importance to the team and, to the organization, to the players, to you. And let you give him his flowers real quick since he's elected to step away from coaching.
Okay. And Coach Wood's been with us since, good God, 2019, if I'm not mistaken, 2020. Coach Wood's been a vital part of the success of the organization. So, like I said, I understand the reason why he stepped away. After that last game in Georgia, playoff game, he had a major health scare. And so his focus turned to his family, which I don't blame him at all. So when he hit me up and told me that he was going to step down and step away, I can do nothing but respect it, because my thing is, our whole motto with the Predator is, this is bigger than football. And it has always been bigger than football for us. So with him concentrating more on his family, his health, I can do nothing but respect that. What he brought to the organization is going to be missed. And this has shown since he left. But once a Predator, always a Predator. No matter how you live or anything. Like, once you part of his family, you will always be part of his family. But like I say, with him leaving, it's a major void in this organization, front office wise, coaching staff wise. But I don't blame him one bit to put his health and his family first. Because when we talk at all times, even with players, your health and your family comes before us. Because if something happened to you, we can't take care of your family. We can't take care of you. Only you can do that. So make sure you put yourself, your family, and your health first, no matter what. Because even as a job, a job will replace you and keep moving. So as a football organization, guess what? We do the same. It might be hard, but for us to keep going, we got to replace you. So what Coach Woods brought to the organization, it can't be duplicated. But I appreciate everything he did bring. He helped us get to where we at now. And if he ever decide to get back into it, coaching wise, or even just want to be a part of the Predator family, he's always family. So he knows that. So he's always open to coming back in whatever role he desire. But like I say, I appreciate him as a coaching staff. We appreciate him as a ownership group for everything he did do for the Carolina Predators. And we wish him the best in his future endeavors. And if he need anything from us, he knows we're always a phone call away. So that bond between me and Coach Woods will never be lost because he's no more part of this organization. So, like I said, it goes deeper than just the football for us. So,
Yeah, I can do that. I had, got a chance to talk to Coach Wood, do some shows with him and everything. And gentleman knows a lot about the sport. Very dedicated to it. Very dedicated to the team. Another guy can say his focus was on bettering the players, the team, and the league. And there's not an abundance of gentlemen like that. There's other guys within this organization with the AL too like that, but he's definitely one of those guys. I really said, man, this guy really cares about what happens with his team, and we know with the league, he wants the league to be successful. So I definitely feel like he'll be missed, and shout out to him, and hopefully we'll see him back at some point in some type of role with the Predators or with the league of some sort. So
yes,
hopefully we'll see that. But now we can kind of put last year to bed, so to speak. Lessons will be learned, but we've talked enough about last season. We can kind of move on to this season. So one of the big things that has happened is there has been some movement within your ownership group for the Carolina Predators. So please enlighten us as to what's going on with the Predators since the end of last season with the ownership team.
Okay, yeah, we done has a movement. Like I always say, we always strive to get better. We don't strive to stay dormant. So we always strive to get better. Last year we did have a partnership with the Carolina Cobras and NAL as a developmental team. Things with them didn't go as planned. They end up season operations for last year, close to the end of the season. So that kind of hurt us. But part of the ownership group that I was in contact with for the Carolina Cobras going into this year to try to get everything on the same page as last year, it's been a developmental group. I had a couple of them come on board with us as an ownership group. So this ownership group has went from 2 to 5 with a possibility of the 6th person. So with that being said, it expands our vision of where we see the Predators in the future. It expands our reach of where the Carolina Predators can go, because this team is named Carolina for a reason. It's not named South Carolina. It's not named North Carolina. It's not named Wake Forest Predators. It's not named Greenville Predators. It's named Carolina for a reason, because Carolina covers 2 states. So we represent the state of South Carolina, and we represent the state of North Carolina.
Like the Panthers.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So we represent both states. So we're looking to take this team to where, in our eyes, the Cobras could have went.
Okay.
But what we do is learn from their mistakes. So if nobody has mistakes, there's nothing to learn from. So we've seen what they went wrong, so we know not to take that same road. That's why I mean learn from their mistakes.
Right.
So our goal is to further the Carolina Predators from a developmental league into a professional team, to cover the Carolinas and be a team that the Carolinas can be proud of in this indoor industry. Indoor football used to be big back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And every team that you see around, from developmental to NAL to the IFL to the AF1 and to the International Arena League that's coming about, like, every team you see is striving to make that indoor football back in the spot like it used to be in when the AFL2 was around. So that's our goal, is to bring the spotlight to the Carolinas, because the Carolinas have a lot of athletes that a lot of people don't see.
You need an opportunity. You gotta
just need an opportunity, and so that's our goal, is to get that opportunity for a lot of the guys who want it, who deserve it, and who don't know it's out there for them. So that's why I brought these individuals on board, with one more in talks, just to try to get that in the air in the North Carolina, South Carolina area.
Now, would you like to provide us with who you have on the ownership group right now, or you want to wait until you get everybody on and kind of just drop them off?
I will wait till I get everybody on.
Okay, fair enough.
That way I can introduce the world to the whole group. So they can know who's behind the engine of the Carolina Predators. So it's.
Now, would it be safe to say that the group that you have has, you kind of answered this question, but I just want to make sure everybody's clear. Would it be safe to say this is a group who has understanding of different facets of on field, off field, behind the scenes expansion, as far as the team expanding to cover the markets better, things of that nature? Do you feel like the ownership group that you have now, with this influx of new people, is going to be a group that's going to be able to kind of fill in maybe some gaps where before you may have had some of those things, but everybody has a specialty? Do you feel like the group that you've put together and that you're hoping to finish off is going to be a group that's going to kind of help you put all those pieces together?
Yes, sir. I believe the group that I'm trying to get put together. If I can get this last piece put in, I think we cover every aspect of an organization needs to be successful, from financially, the know-how of on-field product, off-field products, the what I'm trying to say, the footwork that it takes to get out of the community, for a team to be successful. So I feel that the group that I'm trying to get put together with the organization will cover every aspect that you need to be successful in the short term and the long term. Because our goal is to be successful in the long term. Like, we're not just trying to be a short term team. Like, we're trying to make it to be a long term team for years to pass. When I'm not able to do it, I still look for this team to still be able to go forward. Everything that we're doing now, plus more. So I think right now everything is falling in place. With the vision that we had for the Carolina Predators when we first started back in 2018.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's always a good thing, man. It's exciting when you can kind of have a soft reboot, so to speak. You know, when you add new people to ownership, it kind of changes the dynamics of everybody's expectations. You know, you have a larger brain trust, like you said. You have access to more capital, so more things that you can do. You had the opportunity to get some fresh voices. You know, you still have a brand that people know. So jumping off that question, another question for you, and I'm attempting to not ask the questions in a way where you're revealing more than you might want to reveal at the time. You know what I'm saying? But is the goal to obviously make it through this season in AAL2? But is your goal to have a successful season in AAL2 and then look and see what other opportunities may be available for the Predators, you know, after the season?
Okay, so yeah, I go from the beginning. When I brought the group that I have in now, we had a 3-year goal, a 3-year plan. Which was, this is year 1 for our 3-year plan.
Okay.
Year 1 and year 2 was to build the organization front office, the brand, and then the goal was to move up. NAL, IFL. That was the first thing that was the ones that was available. NAL, IFL, AF1 was the leagues that was available for year 3. But with the AAL coming out, with the Columbus Lions, the Woodland Miners, Mississippi Wolfpack, New Jersey Bearcats, it is a possibility that we might try to, I won't say speed rush it, but with the lining of the East Coast teams, it's a possibility that we might try to move up our goal to year 2. But we're not going to push something that's not there. We'll love to move to AAL year 2, especially with Peach State come back to AAL 2, to make the league stronger in the AAL 2. But we're not gonna rush anything, because when you rush things, then it kind of hinders your goal. So what we are gonna do, we're gonna continue to go our plan to what we set forth of how we see the organization going, and then at the end of the season, AAL2, win a championship. We don't. We'll go back to the drawing board and see what's best for our organization for next year. So, like I say, it all depends on how we feel that's going to be best for the organization, and we'll make that determination at the end of the season. And once we make the determination, you can just believe we'll make an announcement on the Prowl of our expectations of 2027. We'll be back AL2, we'll move to AL1. But right now, our focus and goal is to have a successful AL2 season. Our focus and goal is to come out of AL2 regular season as AL2 South champions and move on to the AL2 championship and finish the goal that we fell short on last year. So I said right now our mindset is on 2026. What we're gonna do this year. Coaching staff ownership goals. It's finish this year on a positive note. Getting into the community. Partnerships with different places in the Tri area because we are based out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Even though we're playing our games in Wake Forest right now, which is only about 30 minutes away from Raleigh. So we're basing our reach in that area besides going down to Charlotte, Greensboro, Winston, South Carolina. So we're reaching everywhere, but the team basis is Raleigh, North Carolina. So, like I said, the only thing I can do is tell everybody stay tuned, follow us throughout the season. We might have some special announcements throughout the season of our goals for next year, or if we're going to move venues for next year, the 2027 season. Now, we have a couple of special announcements going on then, but right now our focus on 2026. What's going to happen come April 11th, because our season starts April 11th in Georgia against Peach State. So right now our focus is on April 11th. Practice starts February 28th. So camp starts February 28th. So February 28th, only thing we focus on right now is the Peach State Cats out of Swanee, Georgia. So one game at a time, 1 week at a time. So that's where we're sitting at.
Fair enough. I did want to specifically ask this question. Would you guys be open? And again, this is a question you kind of answered, but I want people to hear it and make sure they don't glaze over the answer to this question. Would you guys consider maybe, since you're kind of looking to be that team for North and South Carolina, doing games somewhere like a Charlotte, maybe like a Rock Hill, Columbia, somewhere, maybe not as your specific base, but it's somewhere you may go into that market, maybe not this year, maybe right, because it's take time to set up, but maybe next year, year after, where maybe you get a venue to do like a one game in different places within North and South Carolina, just to kind of see if you can hit different fan bases or get, different people that may not be able to get to the Raleigh area.
Yeah.
Game.
Yes, sir. We consider all that. Like I said, I'm out of South Carolina. Me and a lot of people know as Ricky McCain and Pretty Ricky. Played QB for us. He was the other part owner of the team from the start.
Okay.
We both out of South Carolina. So our goal when we started the team was to have this team based out of South Carolina. Right here where we stay at, you have the Bon Secours Wellness Arena that we talked to a couple times. But with their affiliation with a bunch of indoor teams from the past, got a bad taste in their mouth. So that kind of hurt us. So it really had to go to where was really fulfilling for an organization, fulfilling for players. Like most of our players since we started came out of North Carolina. So that's why our olive branch extended to North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So we're always willing to play any of the Carolinas just to bring that football to the States. So we have talked to Asheville. We have talked to Raleigh. We talked to Charlotte. Talked to Concord. We talked to Charleston. We talked to Greenville. So in them places, we not talked to Myrtle Beach. So in the places that's willing to do a one game contract with us in the future, our door's always open. We're always looking to reach a different community. If we move up and we have 8-game season, trust me, we're well within our means to do a 4-game stretch in our home base in Raleigh, North Carolina, but extend the reach to a Charlotte, a Concord, a Greenville, a Charleston, a Myrtle Beach area, just so they can have that experience. Because as we said before last year, once you get that experience of an indoor football game, you always want to go see an indoor football game. Because there's nothing like that thrill to have players put in your lap.
Agreed.
There's nothing like that thrill to have the action right in front of you. You go to an NFL game, you go in there because of names. But you hardly ever see the guys up close and personal. But indoor game, you can shake a guy's hand while they're on field. Like, that's a difference. So, to answer your question, we're open to anything outside of the Raleigh area. But our home base will be in Raleigh.
Right.
So, we're open to anything to showcase this exciting game of indoor football, arena football, because this is a once in a lifetime opportunity to see players, organizations, football teams, football really up close and personal. So any organization, any venue that's looking to have this kind of experience, feel free in the Carolinas, feel free to reach out to us. Because we're always willing to sit down and have a conversation to figure out what we can do to bring that to you. So everything is always open with us.
Yeah, I wanted to ask that question specifically because I wanted, I'm in the Charlotte area myself, right? So I wanted to make sure that people understood, hey, you may not be specifically based out of, Charlotte or Charleston or Greenville, Myrtle Beach, Greensboro area, Winston, wherever. But it doesn't necessarily mean that if the opportunity is available, and it felt like the right thing, you could do a game in those areas and still kind of, get yourself open to different members of the fan base.
Oh, yeah. That's always there, especially Charlotte.
Yeah.
Bojangles Arena.
Yep.
Like that's one arena I love to play in. For one, it match our colors. I'll be honest with you. It matched our colors. Charlotte Thunder was a great team. Color scheme didn't match the Bojangles Arena. This Carolina Energy, it matched. Both of them had great organization, great teams. Only thing I could take from them is even with the Triangle Torch in Raleigh, the Carolina Force out of Concord, the Carolina Speed, they didn't promote as they should have. They wasn't in the community as they should have. That what makes a successful organization. It's not all about putting a product on the field, because you can put a product on the field no matter what. But if you don't have butts in the seats, that's something different. If you don't promote, that's something different. Fayetteville Mustangs, great arena in Fayetteville. I mean, excellent arena. Excellent management staff at that arena. I have had a pleasure working with. The only problem was promotion. Out of all these teams I named, the problem was promotion. Get a name out there. And so as we move and as the organization move forward, our whole goal is promotion. To get the name, to get the brand, to get the organization name out there, So when you walking around, somebody comes around with a Carolina Predators name on it or hat on, shirt on, you know who that belongs to, and you don't question, well, what's that?
Right.
And that's a problem. You have people who the Carolina Cobras. There's no way. I was talking to one of their super fans today. There's no way you have a team that's been in a region for 8+ years, won the championship, played in 4 championships, and you have people in that same city don't know who they are. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
That's the issue. That comes down not to the fan base, not to the coaching staff, not to the players. That comes down to your ownership board, ownership group. Are you putting in the work to get your team name out there? Because that's what it basically comes down to. So our goal right now is to get our name out there, even as a developmental team, to get our name out there in both Carolinas. So no matter where we play at, when we say we have a game, everybody know about us and they're gonna show up and support us. So I mean that's like I said, that was a great question to ask, in my opinion. So everybody can see the mindset of the Carolina Predators. And our mindset is to be a great family fun entertainment event.
Yeah.
And that's what we strive to provide, a family fun entertainment event. So
Yeah, it's part of covering the league, not just the Predators, but the AAL2 last year. I was able to go to the championship game, and I will say, you see the vision for what teams would like to do, right? Because you see something that works well, and you want to emulate it or take pieces of it and use it yourself. The Bearcats have, Lady Bearcats. They're very involved. They're a very big part of, what they do. They have things to kind of keep the crowd engaged and whatnot. And I wasn't able to go to every stadium last year, but just pointing out where I was able to go and what they were able to do there. Was able to get to some of the Predators games last year, and I'll be back for sure for some this year too. Gonna try to get to some Aviators games, another Carolina team. But I just feel like it gives you an idea of seeing like if everyone could at least do that, right? How much more engaging overall AL2 could be. And obviously different teams are in different places as far as finances, as far as arenas, different things. So, but just seeing what could be on a minimal to help the fan engagement, it's just like wow, this is really good. Um, the Wolfpack, who were traveling there, um, traveled well, brought a lot of fans with them as well from Mississippi. So that means, obviously dedicated fans of theirs as well. Now, I just say that because their teams have moved. So getting back to you were mentioning the AAL. So there will be some teams from AL that will play some AAL2 teams. Now, obviously that won't be everybody, but not from a team perspective, but you looking as a member of AAL2. Do you feel that playing the AAL teams for those who do will be a benefit? And obviously, I know y'all do, but I'm just as a league as a whole, and if you want to speak to y'all specifically.
yes, I feel it's gonna be a benefit, all the way around, from player development to organization development. Because now you get to put your team up against teams that's been around, especially like Columbus Lions. Columbus Lions has been a successful team for 20+ years. Willing, since they came, they have been successful. So to put your team up against teams like that, it's a measuring stick. To put your organization up against organizations like that becomes a measuring stick. to see where you are and see where you need to be. So it's a measuring stick from all the way from A to Z. Players, player development, coaching staff, organization development, front office development. I mean, so it's a measuring stick to see where you are, where you need to be successful in years to come. So AL2 teams getting a chance to get into an arena with an AL team, which a couple of teams not been in AL before. It is it's a lot of once in a lifetime chance for a lot of these players, a lot of these coaches to get that opportunity and to feel that excitement experience, because it is a different realm when you walk into places like that. So from the fan engagement to the announcers to the big stadium, a lot of these stadiums are seating 6,000 plus compared to what we're playing in as AL2 teams, where you see maybe 300-400. So that is a eye opener. I not played in different arenas at 6,000 to 10,000 to 18,000. So it's a different experience to experience arenas like that, fan bases like that. So I think it's a great foundation to see and to build from. So I think that is what the AAL and the AL2 is doing. I think is a game changer for a lot of the indoor football. So I think this is a start of something great for now and the future. And I think it would take shape with a lot of teams to see how this is going. So I think year 2, 3, and 4 with AAL, I think you will see a big difference of team wise of who's looking to join. So
Yeah.
I think AJ and them are doing a great job of their plan, the outlook of what they dreamed for the AAL, AL2 to become. So I gotta get my hats off to them of what they're doing now. So like I said, they're doing a great job of building their brand, because right now the AAL, AL2 are their brand. So I think it's a great look for indoor football for now and the future.
Yeah, and I like the fact, from my perspective of it, I like the fact that the crossover of fans. So if you're an AL fan because you're a Columbus fan, or you're a fan of one of the other teams, you know, within the AL, now you have an opportunity to also see some AL2 teams and say, oh, maybe I like that team. They got some spunky guys. I like the way they play, and everything. And then the vice versa, right? So you get both of those fan bases. Wheeling, same thing. And then obviously Mississippi, Jersey. So you get those four teams. Their fan bases get a chance to see these other teams, and then vice versa, and attract more fans to the product as a whole. So I think
Right.
that's also a great thing. Um, it's good. I think it'll take a year or two to really kind of see the vision for AL now that it's been kind of rebooted and it's back. But I think we'll see a lot of change. We'll see some innovation in AL. I
Oh
think
yeah.
AL2 will as well. And I want people to understand there's some teams that left the AL2 for whatever reason, but there have been more that have come to the AL2. So
Right.
AL2 has had a chance to expand even after filling spots. Two teams went up to AL. A couple of teams, for whatever reason, are not going to be back. I don't like to get into trying to knock a team because, teams have different things happening, but the league has expanded. There's more teams overall. So when you can have teams leave or be discontinued or whatever happens with the teams, and still be able to expand the league. I think that you have a strong model that can continue and be successful. And I definitely do believe that's what AL2 has, and then that connection with AL, the opportunity for players to be seen, teams to be seen, broader audiences. I think it's going to be a very exciting year for AL2. And I think if you're going to win the championship AL2 this year, right, you're going to bring it. You're going to have to really bring it. I know we have teams that were here last year, but boy, we got some teams that are coming in that are hungry. And they're ready to come in and make a statement like Mississippi did last year. First year team in the league won last year. So, those are the type of things. Do you have another one of those? Do you have a team like you guys or another team that's been here, one of the OG teams that decided to say, you know what, we got the right mix this year? So that to me is going to be a big year-long kind of storyline. Like what happens with who's going to separate themselves, who has the right mix of coaches, players, depth, and a little bit of luck to make it happen. Right. Because it takes all those things, to win, especially in an arena league.
Oh yeah. A little bit of luck never hurts nobody. So you can have all the right tools and all the right places, but like they say, college say any given Saturday. NFL say any given Sunday. High school say any given Friday. I say so. Really, any given Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, the best team in the NFL.
Any given Thursday or Friday too.
Right. So the best team on paper might not always be victorious on the field. So really, all depends on preparation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like I said, this group that we have in the AL2 now is a good mixture of all.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of first-year teams, North Carolina, the New Jersey Eagles, the Carolina Aviators, which the team is new, but the ownership group is not. They have been around. Peach State Cats, they're not new to anything. They've been around for years. Geez, I can't remember all of these teams.
Virginia Legion,
they're a new team. Yep. But who said there won't be another Mississippi?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, I think the AL2 this year has like 14 teams. 14. We got 5 in the Michigan area. We got 5 up north. We got 4 down south. So AL2 is a 14-team league. The AL is a 14 league. So in all, you have an 18-team league between the AL and the AL2. So, I mean, hey, what league you see doing that? You know what I mean? The AF1 doesn't have a feeder league that they can pick guys from. And the AL does not have a feeder league they can pick guys from. IFL doesn't either. I mean, right now, the AL1's only league that has a whole league that they can pick guys from with film, because all AL2 teams will provide film for their players. So now they can see these guys in action compared to just tryouts. I mean, so, hey. Right now, AL is looking like the place to be.
So we're gonna on our next episode we're gonna kind of dig into your coaching staff and different stuff like that. But for now, question I want to ask is, how are you feeling about the staff that you are, I'm sure, still in the process of putting together, but how are you feeling about what you've been able to put together so far? And if there are places where you're looking for a coach that you may not have on staff yet, what would you be looking for?
The stuff I'm putting together so far, I think, is a great puzzle piece. We have announced our OC, Coach Gregory, which Coach Gregory he's a piece that has played the game. I mean, from the original AFL to the NAL with the Carolina Cobras. He has played in the IFL. So he has played in every last indoor league there is. So he knows what coaches and GMs are looking for. He knows how organizations run. He actually with us last year, but got called up to Omaha with Coach Grom and Omaha Beef. So he knows how great organizations are ran because Omaha has a great organization. So I give all kudos up there to the owner, Ricky, Coach Grom in Omaha, which we had Coach Grom on last year as the Cobras president. Matter of fact, I think our first episode.
Yep.
So, like I said, the coaches that I'm putting together now are good experienced coaches that knows the game, and I am still looking to add more coaches to the coaching staff who maybe don't know the game as far as coaching wise, could have been players, but who's willing to learn. Because, like I say, we're always looking to grow. So if the Carolina Panthers do move up into a professional league, AAL, NAL, IFL, what we decide to do, we will look to bring in another team to the AL2. So that's two whole coaching staffs that the Carolina Panthers organization are looking to fill. So what better way to fill it from internal coaches?
Makes sense.
So coaches I bring in who's looking to learn that indoor game is coaching wise. What better way to come in now? Because like I say, when the Predators do move up, we will introduce a whole nother organization to bring into the AL2. Because our whole goal as an organization is to build. So we build an organization, we build the leagues that we in. So we're part of AAL, why not bring in an AL2 team? Because guess what? Now we got our own feeder team. That's what a lot of teams don't think about. So I'm looking at coaches who's willing to learn. Don't think it's all about them. Who's willing to adapt? Because as an organization, we adapt with you. So we are, as an organization, are still looking for coaches. We're looking for interns, game day interns. So we're building from inside out. Not just players and coaches. Like we're building from ground zero. So, like I said, we're looking to have a whole fan experience on game day this year. From pre-game tailgates to in-game DJs. Miss Candace is going to have our dance cheer team ready to go. So it is a lot of things we have looking to get going for the 2026 season to implement a shift in the Carolina Predators organization and foundation.
I dig it. So, Coach, please let the people know where they can find you, where they can find the organization, so that way they can go ahead and hop on board and start learning a little bit more about the organization, about what's going on. and game times, open practices, all the good stuff that could be happening.
You can find me on Facebook as Ralph D. Bird. You can find me on Twitter as Coach D. Bird. Instagram, same Coach D. Bird. You can find the team on Facebook as Carolina Predators Arena Football. You can find us on Instagram as the same. Twitter, I'm not sure. I gotta check. But I think we can start our Twitter page. On LinkedIn, you can find us up on the Carolina Predators Football also. You can also go to our website, CarolinaPredators.com. That'll keep you updated with everything we have going on, open tryouts, game day schedule, roster movements. So pictures, videos. You can go to our YouTube page, it's Carolina Predators Arena Football, where you will be able to catch a lot of our games this year, especially our home games on there. If not, we will post our home games during the season. So it is. Then you can see a lot of our content on Shady Sports because, like I say, Sam does a great job with us. So he has a lot of our content on his page, Shady Sports Network. So, and any of them places you really see anything dealing with us.
Definitely. I just want to throw out there, hey guys, y'all can check me out if you'd like to. Facebook, you can follow me, Cool McCain. On Instagram, you can follow me at Cool_McCain. Twitter at Cool McCain as well. This is going to be a really exciting year for the Predators, for AL, for AL2. This is going to be, it's somewhere you want to be watching. You want to be here with us. A lot of things will be happening. We're going to have a draft that we'll get into, from the perspective of Ralph, when we will have him kind of give us his thoughts on what he expects from the draft, right? Because we all know things kind of have to happen so you can see how smoothly it does or doesn't work and what needs to be changed. But if you don't ever start, you can't ever grow it or
that's right.
So we'll talk about that as well. The main thing, guys, is these teams are here to try to provide you with the best entertainment that they can. The best players, the best coaches, and develop guys as well. So you may see a team one week that has all these guys that you want, and then you tune back in 2 or 3 weeks from now, and 3 or 4 of the guys that you really liked are gone. Have no fear. What that means is that they have moved to a different opportunity. And that's what AL2 is all about. You obviously love for the guys to move to the AL. But if it's not the AL, if it happens to be another league and they come calling and want that guy, that's what development is for. So that aspect is still there. So that's why I mention depth all the time, guys, because depth is very important, right? Because your better players may not end the season with you.
That's right.
You have other guys that can step up. You can go from being one of the teams that has a great opportunity to win to falling off. And you don't want that to happen. The AL championship game last year, AL2, was a really good game between 2 really solid teams. So the whole goal is to follow that up this year with a game as good or better.
That's right.
The talent's there to do it. It's just a matter of execution for the teams that are there. And then, that depth piece or finding a way to find guys if you do lose guys. And, that's all on these particular organizations today here at the Carolina Predators. This is a team I believe that has a good opportunity to make a lot of noise this season. Once we start to get into coaches, players who are coming back, new signings, all those things, you'll get to see the team come together a little bit more. But tap in because this is going to be something you're going to want to be part of. And with that being said, the people, we are going to get out of here for the evening. We appreciate you. Make sure that you're liking this, you are sharing this, and that you are subscribing to
That's
whatever platform you're seeing this from. And if you're seeing it on multiple platforms, go ahead and show everybody some love.
right. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So we will be back next week. Well, we'll be back the week after next. We're going to be doing every other week until we get to the season, talking more about the Carolina Predators, and hopefully we'll be able to get you the know with the team, get your opportunity to meet some, if not all, of the ownership group, get an idea of who these good people are, what they'll be bringing to the team, the vision for the team, and all that good stuff as well. But we will catch you on the next episode, and we out.